I knew a few people who were involved, and one particularly, one of the 10, Lester Fuller, a very fine writer, who really paid the price. He worked with me in a series with Buster Crabbe, this famous swimmer, and his son called Gallant Men. Over in Europe, I shot that in Italy for Africa, but interestingly enough. But he was never the same. He just passed away very early, just with a broken heart. He just never recovered. It was that devastating to Lester Fuller, where many of them, of course, survived and went on to do wonderful things. But he was really the only one of the 10, about whom I could, give you any insight to, except we judge them by how they were able to come back. They wrote, many of them wrote under pseudonyms and whatever have you. So, but I say I do know he was a gentleman, and he just really paid the full price. He could not recover from it. Yep. But that's all. I directed a script by a fellow by the name of Berkeley, who eventually committed suicide, and he was involved in that. I didn't know him personally, except that I did direct a script of his. And other than that, there were men who were very, came out. You found out really what they did. Like Hayden, Sterling Hayden. He was outstanding in his testimony, and you found out really what he did. He was in the Adriatic and fed all the supplies up into Yugoslavia to Tito. Came out men who had really done tremendous things, and Sterling was one of them. And I got to work with him on a film that was Asphalt Jungle.
And I ask you how aware you were of the Blacklist at the time.
You mean when it was going on?
When it was going on.
Not a drop. Not a drop. It's just these men. They were not communists by any means. They were just men. They're just idealistic, and they thought, some of them thought they were interested to see what made it work. They were curious men. What made it work? Is it better? How much is there to communist point of view and whatever have you? Never anything threatening. It was just a tragedy and a disaster to American history. This inquisition, which it was, not justified at all, and it's terrible that so many men participated with it in part. No, these are just men, curious men, writers, men. Many of them writers, actors. Curious about what was going on, the benefits of it. There was never anything threatening. It's hard that a thing like that can spiral and get out of hand, and a man can have power, such as this man had. Yep. It's a travesty.